Hi, it's Shannon from Lilycreek Photography and Art Studio, and this is Creating Outside the Lines. Today we're going to be doing an acrylic painting, but we're also going to be doing some 3D dragonflies or butterflies. It's completely your choice, but it's going to be lots of fun. So for this exercise, you're going to need some acrylic paint. I'm using some white, light blue, dark blue, purple, and some teal. You can use any colors you want. I'm using those colors so that it looks like the sky. But of course you could use like reds, yellows, oranges. You could have more warm tones. I have more cool tones, but you can use any colors you like. You're gonna need a couple brushes. I have a large flat, a medium round, and a small round. And then I have some scissors for later for when we're cutting out our paper. And I also have some sparkles, if you want sparkles. You could use any colors if you want them. And you're gonna need some glue as well. And you're gonna need some paper. So you could use some plain construction paper, or you can use some fancy stuff too if you have any scrapbooking papers. It's completely up to you. So we'll get started with our background now. So what you're going to do is take your large flat brush, and you're going to dip it in your water, and then you're going to dab it on your paper towel to get the extra water off. And so for this painting, I'm going to kind of blend all the colors together while I'm painting. So I'm going to start with my dark blue, and I'm going to put it on, and I want there to be lots of texture and movement in this piece. So I'm going to put the dark blue on. I don't have to worry about covering all the areas. I just want to put some on. And then I'm going to grab some of my turquoise. And if you noticed, I didn't even wash my brush, which is totally okay because I'm just using these colors for the background. I'm not going to be using them for anything else. So it really doesn't matter if they get a little bit of other colors in. So I'm going to throw some more of my turquoise on, and then I'm going to go to my lighter blue. And I'm working quite quickly because I want to blend them as much as possible. I don't want them to dry. I want them to blend together because I want it to look like the sky. And I'm using a long, narrow canvas. You can use any size canvas or any shape canvas that you want. I just thought this would be really interesting because I'm going to do dragonflies on mine, and I'm going to make them kind of flying up through it, and I thought this was a really great shape for that. So again, I'm using my light blue. I'm brushing it on. I'm going to go into my violet. This is kind of more of a red violet. If you have a regular violet or purple, whatever, you can use that as well. I just thought this would be an interesting color. I'm going to throw some in. And you can add little bits of white too if you want to lighten any areas. So I put some white on, and you can see it really starts to give it some depth. I'm going to put some up here as well. And just keep adding colors till you're happy with it. I'm going to add some more dark down here, get this area filled up. But it's really starting to come together. It's very pretty. I'm going to add some more light blue up here, some teal. And while you're painting, you can paint the sides of your canvas as well, so that when you're done, you will be completely ready to hang it on your wall. So you can use a mixture of all the colors that you were using on the front of your canvas, if you'd like, or you can paint it black too. That would make it stand out. But if you paint your edges now, then it will look like a finished masterpiece when you're done, and it'll be all ready to hang. And if you use your flat brush to do your edges, it actually has a lip on the edge itself, so it will keep your brush from going on the front. If you pull it from back to front, like I am, it will keep it from going over. I'm not even sure if I'm getting all of it, but no, I'm not. So I will hold it up and do it this way. There we go. There we go. But yeah, if you pull from back to front, then you don't have to worry about it getting on the front of your canvas, because there's a little lip and it will stop it from going over. All right, so I got to get the bottom of this corner here before all my paint dries. And if you find that your paints are too transparent, like if you can see through them too much, just add a little bit of white, because white is opaque, so it means it's solid and you can't see through it. And that will help to thicken up your paints and, yeah, cover your canvas better. Looking pretty good. I think I'm going to add a little bit more teal right here. So you can throw colors in anywhere you like, especially if your other paints are still a little wet. You can still work them and not worry about having dry brush strokes. It's looking quite nice. All right, this looks good. So I'm just fixing up a couple little spots here. Sometimes you need to step away from your painting a little bit so you can see it. So I'm just pulling it back so I can take a look. There. So that's looking good. Now you can let it dry. So put your large brush in the water so that it doesn't get dried out. You never want to leave acrylics just sitting on your brushes, because acrylics are made out of plastic, and your bristles of your brush are most likely made out of plastic as well, so they just kind of bind together. So I'm going to move my painting ahead and I'm going to let it dry. And now I'm going to grab my papers. So like I said earlier, you could use either plain construction papers. So if you have colors that you like, you can use those. If you want to use some fancy papers, you can use those as well. I just have some scrap pieces from, they're just scrapbooking paper, and I thought that they would really be some nice colors to go with the colors that I chose for the background. So I'm going to use some of these, and I'll probably use some plain blue as well, probably the dark blue and maybe this light blue here as well. I think those will be really good together. So I'm going to make dragonflies. You can make butterflies if you'd like. What I'm going to do is cut a rectangle. So this is for a butterfly, the dragonfly wings. So if you're doing a butterfly, you might want to make more of a square. For the dragonflies, you would want more of a rectangle. And I'm going to fold it in half so that my wings are the same size, the same on both sides, sorry. And then I'm going to use my pencil, and you're going to draw some nice long skinny wings at the top for the dragonfly, and then they have shorter skinny wings at the bottom. So we'll have a shape like that, and then you're going to cut it out. And remember, when we fold our paper in half, it gives us the same thing on both sides. And you want to make sure that you put your, you started your drawing from the fold line. I forgot to mention that. So I have one dragonfly cut out, and he's looking great. So the colors are going to be fantastic on there. So I'm going to cut out a couple more. So again, I'm going to cut out some rectangles. And you could do different sizes. They don't all have to be the same size, because I'm sure that when you've seen dragonflies or butterflies in nature, that they're all different sizes. So I'm going to cut out some more. Now this one I didn't draw on, but you can certainly draw it on. So I cut the front wings, and now the back wings. So the back ones are a little shorter. And then remember, we did it on the fold line. And there we go, there's our next one. And I think I'm going to do one more dark blue one. I'm going to make a smaller one. And this is such a cute, like, summertime project. You could do this with your kids, or I mean, the kids could certainly do this. You could do it if you have a cottage, and you could put it up to your camp or cottage. It would look really neat. Here's another little one. All right, so now I'm going to get into some patterns, because I want some more colors as well. So I'm going to cut some rectangles with these ones. And if you have pattern ones and you're going to draw on the back side. So fold it so that the good side is in and that the white side is out. And that way when you draw, if you make a mistake, you won't see that once it's cut out. So again, there's my wings, and it's folded. So on the fold line, you want to make sure that that's where the body is of your dragonfly or butterfly. And butterflies would be about the same shape, just a little wider. So you would want to make the wings a little fatter, or you could change the shape. You could have them be pretty fancy. But look at how cute these are. I'm going to do another one of these, because I love the polka dots. As you can see, I like polka dots. A little dragonfly. So cut as many as you like. So there we got another little one. And I think I'll do one of these. So I have lots of different scrapbooking paper. I don't actually scrapbook, but I like to use it for different collages and mixed media stuff. So if you're like me, you might have a collection of papers that you get at the store. You think that they're really pretty and that you'll use them for something. Now is the time. There we go. We got some really cute ones. Excellent. Do one more of these. And I think I might do one of these ones as well. This is a fun pattern. It gives us more greens as well. There we go. Cool. All right, so now I'm going to clean up my space a little bit, and then we're going to start sticking these on. And if you just had plain construction paper and you want to spruce them up a bit, you can certainly use the sparkles. I don't know that I am going to need them, but I might use them, so they're always handy to have. So I'm going to bring my canvas in, and then now I'm going to arrange them how I want them to be. And I kind of envision them to be like flying in a bit of a line. I might have too many, and that's okay. So I'm going to start sticking them on. I'm going to use my white glue and just put a little dab. And I like this big guy. I want them to be sticking off of the canvas. So I'm folding them, and I want just the the fold part to be there. Perfect. So I'm going to put just on the fold, I'm going to put the glue. And you can have them as close to each other or as far away from each other as you want. And you could have as many or as little, as few as you want. It's up to you. So I'm gluing on some more. And again, you can leave as much space between them as you want. And I'm just putting glue just in the center on that crease, because when they're dry, we want them to be able to stick out from the canvas. There. So this is what we have so far. We got all of our dragonflies or butterflies in place. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our medium brush. Now you can use any size brush you want. I'm going to use the medium for some of my smaller ones, and then I'm going to use the large for my bigger one. Now we're not using the bristles, we're going to use the bum of the brush, and this is when you're going to want some black paint. So if you don't already have black on your palette, then you should put some on now. So I'm going to dip the bum of my brush in the black, and what this does is it gives you a perfect circle. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 dots right beside each other. So you're going to do a dot and a dot, and this is going to be like the dragonfly's eyes, eyes or head. You can put one more slightly at the back. And now you can go past the wings if you want. This might make them so that they don't stick up. So I think for my next one, I'm going to put it more on the canvas. So I'm going to do a dot and a dot. Yeah, that's better. And I'm going to put a dot right there. Perfect. So I'm going to do this to all of them first. Dot, dot, dot. So I'm doing 3 dots. 3 dots, so that's his head. And if you're doing a butterfly, you only need to do 1 dot because they don't have such a wide face. Like dragonflies are kind of wide, whereas butterflies are more just small and round. So we're just doing the heads, and I was going to use my bigger brush bum for the bigger one, but I think I'm just going to stick with my little one, and then they're all the same size. It kind of looks like a heart in between them. So you can put that brush down, you can wipe it off if you want first. Then we're going to grab our small brush. Now this is a script brush, but you can use any kind of small brush. I like script brushes because they make a really nice point once they're wet, and then you can dip that in your paint. And then you can do the body. So I'm just going to do a long line through the middle and give it a little tail like that. And you can thicken it up a little bit if you want it to have a wider body. If you want it to have bumps on it, you can make it as fancy as you want. These are looking really cute. Awesome, look at how cute they look. So now what we're going to do, if you wanted to decorate them, you can. I think these look fantastic the way that they are, so I'm not going to do too much. Once that paint dries, then you can fold your wings up a little bit so that they stick out more. My glue is still too wet and so is the paint, but you probably do want to move it before the paint gets too hard. Now, what you can do with your script brush or your small brush if you wanted, you could do some white lines behind them like little dashes, and you could do them in a straight line or you could do them in little swirls. You could have like little doo-doo-doo, and you could go around. Just to add some interest. Makes it pretty whimsical looking. Look how cute. I think it looks great. So you can add anything you like to them, and again, wait until the glue dries a little bit and then fold the wings up, and then it will make it even more 3D looking. But yeah, I think it looks fantastic, and you can finish painting the sides of your canvas as well. I have to finish a couple of mine. So if you have time or if you waited till the end, you can certainly do that. You can paint it black if you like. You could paint it the colors of the background. And again, you could always add little details on your wings. You could put some sparkles on the wings if you like to. You could even put some glue on the background and then sprinkle some sparkles instead of doing the white lines, and then it will look like glittery lines from them, which would be really cute as well. But I think this is a beautiful painting and very simple, and yeah, anybody can do it, and I think it will jazz up a room or your cottage or wherever. I hope you had a wonderful time creating this very cute, whimsical dragonfly or butterfly painting. I had a lot of fun painting it with you. I hope to see you again next week, and thank you so much. It's Shannon from Creating Outside the Lines. Have a wonderful day. Take care.